Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll tell you fiction movie named District 9. The film begins when some people tell the incident 20 years ago in Johannesburg, South Africa. The incident was when in 1982, a spaceship came into the sky in Johannesburg. The spaceship did nothing for months, so the government took the initiative to step in. But then, they were surprised to see a lot of aliens in the spaceship. Then the South African government gave permission for the aliens to stay temporarily on Earth. The government set up a camp to house aliens right under the spaceship. After a few years, the area became a slum due to the increasing alien population and the government's militarization. And that place is known as District 9. After 20 years, people are urging the government to take the aliens, who they call the prawns, go out of Johannesburg. However, experts revealed that the prawns ship may have been malfunctioning system. Then the government appointed MNU to expel the prawns. MNU appointed Wikus van der Merwe to be the field officer to carry out direct orders. Wikus went to District 9 with MNU troops. Because they had lived on Earth for a long time, the prawns already understood English. There he carried out the expulsion by asking the prawns to sign an evacuation contract. Wikus found a house full of eggs and immediately burned them. As a slum, District 9 is also involved in the black market. The black market is controlled by Nigerians led by Obasanjo. They carry out illegal trade and even prostitution. Elsewhere, a prawn named Christopher Johnson with his son CJ and his friends searched for the liquid that came from their technology in a pile of garbage. Christopher finally found it and managed to complete his research that he had been doing for the last 20 years. But Wikus and his team came to Christopher's house. Christopher's friend went to see Wikus, while Christopher hid the liquid he made and went to hide through the back door. Wikus went to check the house and found the liquid that Christopher had hidden. Wikus accidentally spraying the liquid on his face. After cleaning his face, Wikus wrapped the liquid and took it to the lab. Christopher's friend attacked Wikus and his team, which made him shot dead by soldier. As a result of the attack, Wikus's hand was injured. After that, Wikus went to Christopher's house. When he checked Christopher's house, Wikus felt unwell and vomited. Wikus asked his team to stop at a restaurant. While he was eating, Wikus had a black liquid coming out of his nose. Wikus was finally brought back to MNU's office, but Wikus was still feeling sick and his fingernails were starting to separate from his fingers. In District 9, Christopher and his son try to find the liquid he's been hiding. When Wikus comes home, he gets a surprise party for his promotion. But when he cut the cake, Wikus vomit black liquid. Wikus went to the doctor with his wife. The doctor cut the bandage on Wikus's arm, and the doctor was surprised to see Wikus' arm turn into an prawn's arm. Wikus screamed seeing his arms and the doctor calmed him down. The doctor called for security. They took Wikus using a bag to take him to the MNU lab. They found liquid in the Wikus pocket, and finally find out that the liquid had changed Wikus. They also did some weapon experiments on Wikus. Wikus managed to use a prawn weapon that is not used by ordinary humans. This made the chief doctor want to operate on Wikus before his body completely turned into a prawn. With the permission of Wikus's father-in-law, the doctor started surgery on Wikus. However, when to start the surgery, Wikus managed to untie the ropes and knocked over the doctor. He ran away from the lab. Wikus went to his house. But MNU soldiers were already there for looking for him. Wikus went to a restaurant to buy food, but the TV broadcast him being exposed to a contagious virus due to having sex with the prawns. Wikus ran from the restaurant because the employees tried to shoot him. Because he didn't know where to go, Wikus finally infiltrated and rested in District 9. Tomorrow morning, Wikus went looking for food. He buy cat food from Nigerian in there. While eating, Wikus found that some of his teeth had fallen out. Not long ago, Wikus's wife called and said she wanted to separate from him. This made him sad and took an axe to cut off his changing arm. MNU troop came to look for him, and Wikus went to hide in Christopher's house. Wikus saw many computers running at Christopher's house. He realized that the changes were caused by Christopher. But a moment later Wikus fainted. Christopher, who knew about the changes in Wikus due to the liquid he found. But the liquid is already in the MNU lab. Then Christopher explained that the liquid was the fuel for his plane so he could fly to the mother ship. Christopher also said that he could change Wikus back to normal. Christopher suggests they steal the liquid because it take 20 years to make that liquid again. But Wikus thinks it's a suicide mission because they don't have any weapons. After thinking Wikus finally wanted to steal the liquid, Wikus went to see Obasanjo to buy a gun. But Obasanjo wants Wikus' arm and ordered his men to cut off Wikus' arm. Wikus picked up the prawn gun that was on the floor and shot some of Obasanjo's men. Wikus threatens Obasanjo to give him a weapon. After the weapon was given, Wikus left there. Wikus came with Christopher to attack MNU base. They immediately headed to the lab to find the liquid. After finding the liquid, MNU troops came to chase them away. Christopher takes a bomb and destroys the wall. They stole a car and went to Christopher's house. Christopher said to Wikus that he wanted to save his people first, after that he would treat Wikus. Wikus, who didn't accept it, hit Christopher until he fainted. Then he went to the plane and turned it on. But not for some time the plane fell, hit by the MNU missile. MNU soldiers got into the plane and caught Wikus. Wikus was taken by MNU soldiers. On the way they were attacked by Obasanjo's troops. Wikus was arrested and taken to Obasanjo's headquarters. Obasanjo really wants to eat Wikus' arm to gain prawn's power. However, before they cut off Wikus's arm, CJ activates the robot that is in Obasanjo's headquarters. The robot also killed everyone there, including Obasanjo. The prawn spaceship that had been standing still suddenly moved. Wikus gets into the combat robot and controls it. He tried to escape from the encirclement of the MNU troops. But after that, he turned to save Christopher, who was caught. The two of them ran towards the plane that crashed earlier, but the MNU troops were able to bring down the robot that Wikus was using. Wikus told Christopher to go save his son and his people, and he would hold the MNU troops there. Christopher promised to return in 3 years and would change Wikus to normal. Christopher goes to his plane and control the mothership from there. He uses the mothership to pull it up. Wikus, who fought against MNU troops, finally fell. When he was about to be shot by the colonel, the prawns came to help him and killed the colonel. Christopher turned on the mothership and left Earth with his son. After the incident, Wikus was declared missing by the government. MNU was eventually indicted for illegally conducting genetic research. District 9 was also annihilated and the prawns were moved to District 10, which is 200 kilometers from Johannesburg. Then we see Wikus' wife holding a metal flower that comes from the front door. At the end, we see Wikus, who has completely turned into a prawn, making a metal flower.